Siemka, z tej strony Prasad i witam was w kolejnym odcinku z The Council, epizod 3 pod tytułem Repulse. Zaczynamy już czwarty odcinek w tym epizodzie, już prawdopodobnie przedostatni w tym epizodzie. Spotkaj się ze swoją matką w krypcie. Dobra. Kogo to jest mieszkanie? Bonaparte. Nie, rzeka Peru. Nie, Napoleon. Dobra, zobaczymy.
Good God, they're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer? Can anyone hear anything through the door? Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering. Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
No dobra, ale i tak musimy iść do krypty w ogrodzie. Zawsze chcę się tu od nowa rozglądać, bo myślałem, że to coś dojdzie czy coś.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste
Lord
for staging rooms.
Nie tędy do ogrodu. Jestem inteligentny, wiem. W sumie to nie wiem, którędy do ogrodu. Może tu? Oho. Tutaj chyba prędzej. Poza tym mam mapę. Tak sobie przypomniałem. O, jesteśmy w tym czerwonym salonie. Ale nie, te krawędzie dalej mnie dobijają. Masakra. Jestem ciekaw, czy to jest tylko w wersji na PS4, czy to jest też w wersji na PC-ta. Bo jeśli to jest w wersji na PS4, mimo że ja gram już na PS5, czyli no większość gier w tym właśnie The Council, no gra, która jest w PS Plusie, no powinna być ulepszona do PS4 Pro. Może no nie ma takiego obowiązku, ale większość gier już to ma. I dziwię się, że dalej to nie jest poprawione. Płakać mi się chce. Mamy ogród. Super. Ale tu jest ładnie. Kurde, serio. Jakby ta grafika byłaby żywsza, to Boże. Ta gra bardzo by mi zapamiętałbym ją bardzo, ze względu na swoje piękne te lokacje. Ja czuję się czasami tutaj jak w Hogwarcie. Dosłownie. Czuję się jak na dziedzińcu transmutacji. Tylko że zrobili sobie tu jakiś labirynt, nie? Dobra, chodzimy. Mogę się założyć, że ktoś za nami wejdzie. Albo ktoś nas tutaj przyłapie.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is
Co ona
running out,
otworzyła?
Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only. Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one
Że niby
body to
demony
another as they see fit,
opętania
and
tego
two of
typu
them
rzeczy,
are
nie?
present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
Stawiłbym na Mortimera i Holma.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those two.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you
Skąd
do
ona to
too.
wzięła?
You had everything laid out in front of you.
Pewnie
Didn't
to
you
się
notice
okaże, że to jest
anything?
prawda, ale no wiecie. Dobra, uwierzmy jej.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
I went beyond the Nightmare Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in
Boże,
conversation until
już
the
tak dawno?
early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret
Że
study?
niby demon
Did
go
you see his
opętał na
maps
tak
of the
długo,
world?
że
He has
przeżył aż
contacts
tyle
the
lat.
world over.
Yes, I've been developing
What?
the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
I went beyond the Nightmare Mother.
You
Boże, już to
understood the
gadał.
Masonic date.
Przypadkowo kliknąłem.
Of course, it was during that siege that the
Już
demon
przestań,
took
no
possession of
one
Sir
asked.
Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation
Nie bym
until
nigdy
the
tak nie
early
powiedział.
hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply
Że
inhuman.
dlaczego tego nie można pominąć? W pierwszym epizodzie mogę pomijać każdy dialog.
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
Okej. Czyli co, to znaczy, że jeszcze wrócimy do tego pudełka Pandory? Bo ogólnie to pudełko Pandory można otworzyć pod koniec pierwszego epizodu, jak spotykamy Emily w tym tajemniczym pokoju. Dobra, to
Louis,
wszystko
I
chyba.
am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian in my
Kurde,
opinion.
po
So I
sumeryjsku
got
było
the
to
idea
wszystko
to form a
napisane.
small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
Co, może Mortimer? Kurde. Nie no, wydaje mi się, że Mortimer.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
He was already old in
Właśnie,
those days,
miał
wasn't
lat.
he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him.
A,
I
nie był w
swear
tym
it was
ciele.
him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his
Przetłumaczył
interest.
tylko
It was too
parę
late.
części.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I
Zaproponował
follow
pakt?
him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
Czekajcie, co? Zaproponował, że zanim pójdę i da mi się uczyć tego, co mnie podniesie na duchu. Nie, musiała odmówić. Kurde, zgodziła się. O kuźwa.
And you accepted.
Nie no,
Please
musiało
don't
to.
be stupid. You don't make deals with the devil.
Aha,
After
okej.
that, I spent my whole life
Okay.
looking for him. 3 years later in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
O,
8 years ago in Venice.
Polska,
I
halo.
agreed never to
A
speak
polskiego
about
języka
what
dalej
happened
nie
next.
ma. By the way. Zresztą The Dark Pictures też było w House of Ashes. O, była pokazana że Polska, że tam pomagała w tym Iranie czy tam Iraku całej tej naszej załodze. No dobra.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always
So?
thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our
Nic
lives
nie rozumiem.
turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing. What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte
właśnie.
fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Kurde. Nie mam manipulacji. Chociaż czekajcie. Ha, mam!
I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us
Sara nie
where we
chciała,
had hidden it.
żeby
I asked Emily
It's
to...
Emma.
Yes,
książka
or
nie
rather for me, it was Emily.
trafiła...
So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing. And then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
O
I want
właśnie,
to
a
know
co
what
z Elizabeth?
happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
Muszę
I'm
wiedzieć.
sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis. but I had to try everything.
Mother, did you kill
Ej,
her?
nie chciałem jej
Of course
oskarżać.
not. Don't be stupid. I had no interest in getting rid of her.
Chciałem wybrać tą drugą opcję.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Jeszcze.
Are you
Właśnie,
gonna
co z
tell me
jej
what happened
ręką?
to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Dowiemy się.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Samuel Ritter du Choix.
Ja ci wszystko wypomnę, matka, weź.
I wanted you to
Matka
run a
wypominała
check
wszystko
on
dziecku
Duke
pewnie
Manuel,
przez całe
but
dzieciństwo.
frankly, it doesn't
To my
really
teraz
matter
powypominamy
anymore now.
jej.
Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Godo jest po prostu pionkiem, jak wszyscy inni. I nie jego szukamy.
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I wasn't expecting anyone to take it.
Dobra. Wszystko.
Good. I think
Go
that's
on.
all right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
8
Great
pytań.
actions for
Dobra,
humanity
spoko.
have been decided by
Idziemy
demons
dalej.
for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He demands that the Spanish hand over Louisiana to France.
Oh, knowing him, it won't stop there. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there
O,
are
dobra.
more pressing matters.
Czy jednak dobrze?
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
Co to jest? Bethesda. Taki wydawca gier, nie? O kurde. Co to może być? O! Koniec 9 rozdziału. A, mogłem przejść przez pokój Jacques'a Peru, ale nie. I tak się tam dostaliśmy. Mogłem być świadkiem resolution? Rozdzielczości? Nie wiem, naprawdę. Nie pytajcie. Nie wiecie wszystkich szczegółów, to lepiej śpicie. Ale oczywiście mówię to żartem. Jakbyście czegoś serio nie wiedzieli, to piszcie. Kurde, i nie wiem na co wydawać. A. Okej. Double game. Dostałem trofeum za przejście 9
Reassure me, we
rozdziału.
aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think
Mamy
we're
już
even
10
capable
level.
of doing it. You're going to have to find a
Wydaje mi
way
się,
to
że
open it.
Why, of course.
15
And what's
wbijemy na
inside?
spokojnie.
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Notatki od architekta.
Why a cross?
Well, I
Krzyż?
haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism.
Aha,
I
trzeba
found
tak
the one
uruchomić
Mortimer kept.
mechanizm.
It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Wiecie, ogólnie wcześniej, jak gadałem z Sarą, to ona mówiła po prostu o tym, tak ogólnie czysto informacyjnie wyjaśniam, jakbyście dalej nie wiedzieli. Sara uważa, że Lord Mortimer jest demonem, który przenosi się z ciała do ciała kolejnego żyjącego i tak... Boże, ja machałem rękoma i tak, wiecie, co chwila zmieniał te naczynia i cały czas i że po prostu Sara wykryła to, że on jest tym demonem i że ją prześladuje.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt
Okay.
before leaving. An exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we
A,
won't be
bo
able to work out this
Sara nas
twisted
teraz
mechanism.
podpaliła za dobrze zrobioną zagadkę wcześniej.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see. There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
Okej, nie wiem, o
What
co
do you mean
chodziło
by the
nawet.
concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry
pytajcie.
about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you.
Dobra, matka, wydaje mi się, że to chyba wszystko, to wszystkie moje
One last
pytania.
thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember,
zobaczyć
the
wszystkie te
code to get
obiekty.
out of the secret office is 6646.
Okej, tutaj mamy... No nie było żadnej książki. Co ja to mogłem jeszcze zdobyć niby? Boże, ile tego? Collector coins.
Famous cross of Clement III.
O!
Perfect. And one key found.
Okej. O, super. Mamy miód. Zbierajmy jak najwięcej itemów, bo to też się liczy do levela. Patrzcie, kolejny collector coin.
It's a Chinese coin.
Kolejny. Niska moneta.
What on earth is that? A disc with information engraved in the metal? An iris that should open, I imagine, and blood.
Nie, na razie nic nie mówmy. Po co? Jak myślicie, tutaj też może być? O, tutaj coś jest, rzeczywiście. Z Carmelite Water, ale no. Mam książkę. Organon. O, dobra. Będziemy mieli 1 punkt umiejętności do logiki. Super! Dobra. O, jeszcze coś na środku mamy. O! Jakiś klucz z symbolem wiatru. Właśnie były tam jakieś paznokcie. Ale czekajcie. No matko. Pół godziny. Powaliło was. Dobra, tutaj się szło. Dobra, słuchajcie, tutaj będziemy sobie już kończyć. Jeśli nie zacznie się jakaś piosenka. A nie.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise, I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one? Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
Dobra, słuchajcie, miałem kończyć. Czekajcie, zapiszę sobie, żeby może te wskazówki się zapisały, czy coś. Nie wiem, czy to będzie konieczne, ale lepiej to zrobić, bo tutaj zawsze jest jakiś save, nie? Dobra, tu i z powrotem. Dobra, to więc słuchajcie, to by było na tyle. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek wam się spodobał. Zapraszam do lajkowania, komentowania oraz subskrybowania. Na razie, czyli do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku z The Council, epizod 3 pod tytułem Ripples.